Welcome back to Ozarks Live. You may have noticed Joy is absent. She's always on the lookout for a good story, and she's found thousands of them at the Library Center, but not in book form.
Yeah, these stories are told in spoken word, and you can tell your story too. Joy, what's going on at the library?
All right, this big Airstream at the Library Center. See right there, StoryCorps. Those of you who listen to KSMU on Fridays, you don't miss the music. There's a little musical interlude, and then these people come on and they tell a story for 2 or 3 minutes, and it's the greatest thing ever. It's pretty much an archive of stories. This is Terriana Morton. You are the site manager for StoryCorps.
Yes, I am.
Well, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us on Ozarks Live.
It is my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
How did StoryCorps end up in the Ozarks? We are so blessed to have it here.
Well, actually, it's because of our station partner, KSMU. So we've never been to Springfield before, and StoryCorps thought it'd be a great idea just to see what kind of voices that we can get into, the diversity, the culture, and we wanted to add that to our archive.
And StoryCorps started when?
StoryCorps started in 2003. Our founder is Dave Isay, and it just all started with him picking up a recorder and collecting stories from his family, and then it just spiraled from there, and now we're collecting all over the country.
And remind our viewers where these stories go once they're archived.
Oh, definitely. So once they're archived, when you sign the general release, because it's optional, they do go to the American Folklife Center at the Library of Congress, and then they do get archived in the StoryCorps community area online, so they can go there as well.
StoryCorps.org has almost, I guess, all of them. There's a ton of them, and it's hard for me to describe what they're like if you haven't heard it for yourself, so we're going to let you listen to one. So take a listen to this.
When we met, you and your sister couldn't tell us apart, and we couldn't tell you two apart.
But by the end of the summer, there was no chance of separating us. And we had a double wedding. You and I were married the same day as Bunny and Danny were married. And it was 2 brides, 2 grooms, 1 set of parents for each. The gowns were identical gowns. The flowers were identical.
We both went on a honeymoon to Miami Beach by different trains.
Yeah, so
we
people
didn't want it to be
wouldn't-
so obvious that people be staring at us.
Yeah, the
embarrassing.
twins that married the twins.
What did you think about marrying me many years ago?
You bowled me over with your way of kissing and the way you hold me when we dance. You're not a fantastic dancer, but you hold me fantastically, and I feel it. It's genuine. You're just not phony. I don't think you have a phony bone in your body. And I never thought anybody lasts this many years.
Like just yesterday, it was our 50th anniversary.
Yeah, now it's 11 years after that.
Yeah.
I never feel, what will he do if I die first? You know how to open tuna fish. You know how to smear it with mayonnaise. You will not fall apart. You'll feel sad when I'm gone, but you'll manage, and that makes me feel very good. Thank you for being you, Elliot. You made my life complete.
And I say the same. You made my life complete, and hope we go on for another 50 years.
I'll take 5 good ones. 5 good ones. And I'll say, thank you, God.
Good. Unbelievable, these stories. I could listen to them all day long. Now, the premise behind that is to get, like, family members, co-workers together, and sometimes they don't always agree on things, and they kind of hash it out a little, right? That's when it gets really interesting.
It does get interesting, but I think the most interesting part is what happens in that experience. Sometimes the conversation goes places you never even thought it would go. And what you're probably referring to with like maybe differing opinions, we do have an initiative called One Small Step, and that's where people talk about their different political views, and most of the time they don't know each other. But most of the time we get stories like just from different walks of life, like they do know each other and they're trying to figure out like, what do we want to talk about? How do we want to be remembered for generations to come?
It's all about bringing people together and archiving their stories, because if you think about it, everybody does have a story and it's history. Now, here at the Library Center, you've been set up for a couple of weeks now. How many have you recorded here?
Over 100, and we still have a lot more to go these next couple of weeks. So yeah, we're so excited.
About 100 here, but now at the Folk Life Center at the Library of Congress, and inside of StoryCorps, how many roughly?
Over 300,000. Over.
Unbelievable. So, you know, people line up to tell their stories. Do you ever have anybody brought into this environment that says, why am I here? I don't want to do this. Does some people have to be coaxed into it from a family member or a coworker or a friend?
You know, that's so great that you mentioned that, Joy, because that does happen probably once every couple of days. People are like, I don't know why I'm here. Like, my family member just dragged me here and said, let's go to StoryCorps, because they know about us from NPR or they heard from us from somewhere. But after they get into that recording studio and the mic hits their mouth, the most magic happens in that session.
Well, I know the people in our audience, if you listen to NPR on Friday morning and you hear the music start for StoryCorps, you stop what you're doing and you're like, okay, don't anybody bother me for about the next 3 minutes because I have to hear what they say. And if you go to StoryCorps.org, you can search by topic, you can search people's pictures. Do you always share a picture of the people, or do you try to?
We do. We do share that information if, like I said, they sign the release form.
Right.
It goes with our partners. It can end up in a museum. But most importantly, you can see it on the StoryCorps archive.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, the couple we just heard from, great story. And, you know, you saw them then in a wedding picture, and then you see them now, and it's just wonderful. All right. Now, here in just a second, we're going to take you inside the library center, and we're going to show you exactly where you go to record it and tell you how you can do it if you want to. So, guys, for now, I'm going to send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Joy. Up next, our weekly look at your dollars and cents.
Ozarks Live will be right back.